like, I love dotted Swiss anyway, and then I looked at this and I'm like, oh, extra.
Good morning, Million Cups.
Good morning, everyone. We are starting in like 30 seconds.
See, head it down. No problem.
I'm so excited about this. Tell her thank you.
Isn't it cool?
Thank you.
Yeah. So you like that one, or do you want the square one? Did you see there's options?
Oh, no.
Oh, I flipped around. Hi there, from the behind
Is there a
seats.
benefit to one or the other? And I'm going to think.
Now I gotta figure
you're going the wrong direction?
It was the right direction, and then somewhere in my moving here, it flipped around. Hi.
It's this little guy right here.
Good.
You are? There we go. We're back to normal.
This is to remind you folks that I am here just whenever it's needed. If someone has a real photographer with real equipment, you can always come and switch them out with me.
So we're all set with Facebook Live. That's good. Good morning, everyone on Facebook. Whew. All right. So let's see. 1 million cups. Who here has never been to 1 million cups before? Oh my gosh. Okay, lots of hands. I love to see it. Thank you. So for those of you who haven't been to 1 million cups before, what happens is we generally have an entrepreneur up here who shares their journey as well as their challenges. And you as the audience will help them with those challenges as well as perhaps maybe ask them questions that makes them think about their business in a different light. And so let's see. First, though, before we get into the entrepreneur, I want to tell you guys about some events that are happening around Albuquerque that you might be interested in. And so we have, let's see, today, of course, is a big day here at Fat Pipe. So we have 1 million cups this morning. Then all day it's free co-working. So if you want a quiet space to work, because it does get quiet after we all kind of break up after 1 million cups. And so you can work for free here. Best internet in town. We've got a kitchen and a microwave and a refrigerator and all that good stuff. And then also this evening, starting at 4 p.m., is 1 million brews. So E3 and 1 million cups are combining forces to do an evening event. And we will have 6 entrepreneurs presenting in 2-minute spots. So it's going to be really quick presentations. But it should be exciting because we got a lot, What's that? We got 8 entrepreneurs. Okay, sorry. Thank you, Paul. All right, and let's see. Thursday the 20th is a ski lift pitch with ABQID. Is ABQID here today? I don't see anybody. Okay. And on the 25th of this month in Santa Fe is an event called Wanna Be a B Corp. And if you're interested in B Corp status and you're interested in this conversation, check out santafeinnovates.com and there's more information on the website. We also have on the 13th, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. All right, the 3D printing peer group with NMTC at Westwind.
Yep.
Is that where is that?
Jefferson.
Jefferson? Okay. Printing peer group. And let's see, what else? Also, let's see, the CTSC is hosting a Health Sciences Hackathon. If you're interested in that, just Google Health Sciences Hackathon. I'm pretty sure you can find that. That's the 21st through the 22nd. Okay, and those are our events that are coming up this month. Also, I want to thank all of our amazing sponsors because we could not put on this event, first of all, without you awesome audience. But we also have Noventum. Where's Brian? Yay! And we have Jason of Internet Crossroads. He comes in at 7 a.m. and starts the giant coffee pot. Although at the end of this month, he's not going to do it anymore. So if anyone's willing to come in here at 7 a.m. and start the coffee, let me know. Because I'm not really a morning person. So. All right. And then we have, of course, this amazing space we're in, Fat Pipe ABQ, co-working space. So if you're ever looking for a workspace for a day, for a week, for a month, it's a great space to rent and get your work done. We also have More Than Organized, who gets us our creamer. Thank you very much. I appreciate the creamer. And then we have Adam of Sparksflow, who's managing our Facebook Live.
Not my usual.
Not your usual thing, but you do a great job, so thank you. And let's see. And then we have Jason Collin Photography, our official photographer of 1 Million Cups. How you doing, Jason?
I'm okay.
You're okay? All right.
Back at Limbo.
All right. Well, you did some awesome photos, so you always do some awesome. Yeah, the black and whites came out beautiful. All right, and I think that's it. Those are all our amazing sponsors. So now, normally, Eric hands me the microphone, and then it's my turn to talk. But of course, Eric's not here today, so now you guys have to hear me talk some more. But I am really happy about La Finca Bowl. So they are a new restaurant that moved in where the old Hartford Square was. And I've already eaten there twice. It's amazing. And Bruce, who many of you probably know Bruce. He's been there like 6 times. So
Me too.
yeah, Lisa too. I think they're neck and neck.
It's delicious.
It is. So I'm excited to hear them. They're really new, and so they're going to come up here and tell you guys about their journey. So wherever you guys are hiding, there you are, right there. Come on up.
Yes.
All right. Good morning, 1 million cups and that pipe. Thank you for inviting us, Sonia, and the great introduction. We're La Finca Bowls. We're the co-owners and operators. I'm Michaela. This is Nathan.
I'm Nathan. Hi, good to meet you guys.
And like Sonia said, we're just about a 30-second walk down the street at the old Hartford Square location. It's a great spot. We're excited to be a part of the
I
neighborhood.
like to call it the new La Finca Bowl.
The new La Finca
The
Bowls.
new La Finca
That's better.
location. Yeah.
All right. Next. So a little bit about us. Nathan and I, we met about 8 years ago in Los Angeles, working in restaurants there. That's kind of where the passion started for food and sourcing local ingredients. There's tons of farmers markets there. It's great. And we kind of developed this idea to open up a food truck in Puerto Rico. Crazy idea. So we moved to Puerto Rico in 2017 because they have incredible produce. The culture is amazing. It was an amazing place to be, but if some of you follow the news, you may have seen that it was the year of Hurricane Maria. So we actually opened 1 month before Hurricane Maria hit the island. Completely devastated the island. It's pretty terrible, which actually knocked us off the island for about 3 months. We came back, we decided we still want to do this, we just have to change our concept around a little bit. So we started doing breakfast. We had our food truck painted with fruits and vegetables from an artist, Carlos Sosa. He painted the fruits and vegetables on there, and for some reason everyone thought that we were a vegetarian truck. So we started actually cooking very veggie forward. We still use lots of amazing proteins. We're very conscious on how we source everything that we use. So that's just a little bit about how we got started. We ended up back here. Oh, that was the truck.
That was the truck. No, you're fine.
And anyway, Nathan is originally from Corrales, so if you're wondering how we ended up from LA to Albuquerque, that is because Nathan is from here. So.
Yeah, all my family is still here. When we had to leave Puerto Rico and we decided that it was time to move back home, all my family's here. We had some stuff that it was important for me to be back around my family. We didn't want to leave Puerto Rico. It was a time to come back, and the energy that was in this restaurant concept that we had was still very much a part of it. We were very excited about it, and we felt that it could still go further. And so after taking about a year to kind of plant our feet here, get reestablished back in New Mexico, we realized, hey, we think that we can do this thing again. We had come up with a concept. Michaela came up with a concept, as she does, in like an hour, full menu build, full concept build, whole idea. Presented it to me, and she's like, hey, there's this space that's down off of Broadway Boulevard. I think we might be able to take this on. It's a good size. It's about twice the size of the food truck. It's something manageable for her and I. So, for us, it was still the same concept, just simplifying a little bit, in the sense of how we were very spread out on the food truck as far as our menu, and we were changing the menu every single week. We were sourcing new ingredients every single week, driving to the farmers, going, like, it was an ordeal to make that concept happen. Here, being that it's a much more established city, it's easier to get stuff to us. We still run into our issues, but it's easier to get stuff to us. So we wanted to remove kind of the extra energies that we needed to spend going out and bringing it to us and focus that more on this concept. So still concentrating on local produce, best quality that we can possibly get. Sourcing is super important to us. Me, I geek out on sourcing, but trying to get the best possible product to people at an affordable price point. For us, like, we've all been to beautiful restaurants that do farm-to-table styles. It tends to be pretty expensive because it's expensive to get those ingredients. It's expensive for farmers to grow those ingredients. And so for her and I, we wanted to figure out a way where we simplify a lot of concepts in a restaurant that cost the restaurant a lot more overhead. Get rid of that. Bring it down to a very small staff. We're 6 of us, including Michaela and I as the owner, so just 4 employees, just starting out. We want to keep it very tight like that and not have kind of this division in a restaurant with front of house and back of house and all the different staff positions. Every single one of us have been trained to be able to do everything in that restaurant. Everyone preps, everyone does dishwashing, everyone cleans, everyone serves, everyone runs the register. We all take care of it that way, and it gives us the ability to get these really beautiful ingredients to you guys, and for her and I to expand that and to continue to grow in that concept. So down to like our proteins are all sustainably sourced. We use a native beef, which is a gorgeous beef that are sourced on Native American lands, and they have a head count on the cows. It's all grass-fed. It's a really, really gorgeous program. The salmon is Alaskan wild-caught salmon, coho. We really, like all these things I really care about because those practices also keep the ability for us to have those ingredients later on as opposed to over-farming or over-producing and all that. So we kind of source on a smaller scale to be able to continue that down the line. In addition to that, like the concept also, how that food is disposed of is important to us. So obviously composting, it's a very easy thing to do. It's hard in this city. There are composting options, but it is harder on a city scale. So like services are paid for. But down to like all of our disposables are recyclable or compostable. Glass is recycled in the restaurant, which is easy for us. But even like our kitchen gloves. We spent a lot of time sourcing a compostable kitchen glove. People don't think about that, and I love that. But it's a concept like, they're single use, they get thrown away all the time. So a pile reaches the roof really quickly in a restaurant. So for us to have that even be compostable is super important to us. The bowls that we serve in that you dine in the restaurant are made of bamboo fiber and are compostable down the line. You shred them up and it turns into soil. Those things are super important to us. Dietary, with gluten-free kitchen, we're 100% gluten-free. We just care a lot about doing this concept, how her and I care about food, and making sure that these ingredients are treated right. So with that, the food, these are the bowls. Yeah, we got to pick it up. I talk a lot, sorry. But this is our food over here. These are the house bowls. These are concepts like a vegan option up here with raw sunflower seeds and roasted sweet potatoes and house pickled green beans. There's the steak I was talking about, salmon I was talking about, chicken, gorgeous roasted local squash.
So these are our house bowls. You also have the option to customize your bowl. So it's kind of like where you walk down the line, you get to see all of the fresh vegetables, and you get to select exactly what you would like, whether you start with your base, you choose your protein, and then you choose your vegetables, your sauce, everything. So it's super customizable if you have any allergens, anything like that. Big picture.
So obviously what we want to grow into is 100% organic, as much local produce as possible, but going full organic if we can do that. It's a hard thing to do. It's very hard to do as a restaurant, but that's a big goal for us. 0% food waste, and that's a big one on us is being able, we know we can compost, we can get it out of there, having our customer base know what the right bins are and all that, that's a big goal for us. And then being hyper-focused on the sustainability of the restaurant as well as with the community and their involvement with us and the sustainability on a global scale. We want to really, really focus on that and grow that part of us, being more involved in community farmer markets, having smaller farmers be able to showcase we have a patio out there during the summer doing something like that, but growing that realization about local and sustainable produce. The hard parts that we run into, it's getting the word out. It's a hard thing for us. It's her and I only. It's our concept. We don't have a big marketing budget. So for us to be able to tell people about it, and we hit social media, all that, but for us, we run into getting the word out and letting the community know about what we're doing. It's a hard thing to do, and we're looking for more ideas on how to access that. Accessing local produce regularly, because the seasons here are much more apparent than Puerto Rico, where we can source all year round. You know, figuring out ways in the winter months to be able to continue to get fresh local produce or preserved local produce. So that's something that we're trying to develop as well. And then the ready-to-eat food waste, that concept of 0% food waste, rather than just composting, which is an easy way to get rid of it. There are better ways to dispose of certain things. Like we're open Monday through Friday, so we're closed Saturday, Sunday. At the end of that Friday shift, just like every other restaurant, whenever they close the next day, a lot of that product gets thrown away or composted or whatever it is. And that's an option. Composting is an option, but there are better ways to use that food. And we're trying to find programs out here, and are asking the community for help that we can find a program that gets ready-to-eat food into people's hands that need to eat. Because there's a lot of packaged programs that do that kind of stuff but it has to be prepackaged, or raw ingredients like fresh veggies or fresh fruit. That's easy to donate, but cooked rice, cooked chicken, prepped vegetables, that's something that we're trying to find for programs on that, and that we've had a hard time finding so far. That's kind of who we are, what we're about, what we're looking to do. This is our information on where we're at. If you guys ever want to come down, give us a call, shoot us an email, thinkables@gmail.com. We're definitely open to the community and suggestions and ideas and ways that we can also get more involved and expand to be able to get more people interested in us and help us grow as well.
Any questions or critiques?
If you can do me a favor, when people ask you a question, you can repeat it for the Facebook audience.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm Brian Steiner. I'm Preventive Custom Software. I kind of have a two-part question. The first is, so I can see the order and the structure and your operating procedures and policies in your mind and your words, but do you have those written down, like your sourcing products procedure and your composting procedure and your waste reduction procedures? Are those actually written documents that you can share with your employees?
All right, so the question was, do we have our procedures written down, like our composting procedures, things like that? We have done somewhat of a business plan, a very small version of that. We definitely could, that's a great idea, to kind of put that down on paper, because like you said, we know what we're trying to do, but it would be helpful to put that down on paper.
And what I've noticed with my business is after I do that, and then I share those documents with the employees that are responsible for those things, they improve them. I make them so that everyone that has access to those documents can edit and update them.
Yeah.
So that the procedures, like the improvement of the process is built into the process itself.
Good.
So I would suggest you consider something like that, because I think you'll notice a much quicker improvement cycle.
Especially with, we have been able to put together some documents of the intake of the sourcing and where these things are coming from, and shared those with the employees, which is a good thing. So they also have that knowledge to share with your community. But the concept of on the back end where it goes and how those procedures are taken out, I really like that, because that is a gap that we haven't even thought about.
It's all you, right? Because it's all in your head.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
getting the help that you could.
Yeah. No, great, thank you. Lisa?
Lisa Atkins with Albuquerque, New Mexico. We see it watching your chat this morning.
Yeah.
Have you applied for the Facebook internship program? The deadline is Friday.
We have not, but we did just hear this morning via Sonia, thank you very much, about that internship, and I thought that was several concepts.
I don't know of a company yet that's live and turned down. I got 2 interns.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
My name's Anton Kazakoski. I'm with the Albuquerque Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Despite the name, we work with all businesses. We're a nonprofit that provides like marketing, branding, promoting for businesses, ribbon cuttings for your business. Plus, we are able to connect you to different resources that you don't have to pay for. They can help you with market research, getting your business plan together, stuff like that. And then even just our social media platform is a great advertising piece that we've fostered a community. There's actually quite a few of our members that are here today
What is La Finca, is the question.
Good question.
So La Finca means the farm. It's a word used in South America, and in Puerto Rico specifically. I know here, you know, a lot of the Central America population says La Granja, but in Puerto Rico you say La Finca, meaning the farm. So for us, it just kind of, that it develops our concept of using farm-fresh ingredients, organic and super fresh. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes.
sir. Yes.
In the red.
I'm Michael. I'm with Adamame Enterprises. I might be able to help you with your issues with your food.
Oh.
We have several food programs within our organization that we run, including the largest food pantry in the state. So we're well connected with people that deal with that. So if we specifically can't help you directly, we probably know people who can. So.
Man, beautiful.
Well, thank you. If you'll
Yeah,
give
please.
us some
Yeah.
more information on that, we'll definitely.
Sony doing Plot Duckies, and I just had a suggestion to go over your Facebook About page, because I was trying to figure out if it was your Facebook page, and it said something about your food truck in Puerto Rico, and I'm like, wait, is this the right page? So just go over your About page, maybe, and
I don't
update.
think that we've updated all of that.
And make your menu easy to find. You had it once, you have to scroll way
Yeah.
down
Sure,
to find it.
sure.
We have had a few people. We're actually kind of in the works of getting a website up and running. Right now, we're just relying on social media, Facebook and Instagram. But when we have the website, it'll be much easier. Yesterday, we just emailed somebody our menu. That worked.
All right, great. Any more questions for La Finca Bowls?
My name is Georgina Forzan. I'm a nutrition specialist, and I just wanted to congratulate you because I think that the concept is wonderful. I love that you keep the menu simple, and I would really love to work with you guys, just referring people, because it's very hard to find places that I could say, yes, you could go eat here while you are on a certain meal plan. You
Sure,
know what I mean?
sure.
So I just wanted to congratulate you. I'm really excited.
Thank you.
This one.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good. I appreciate that.
So I think, I like the idea that you have trained everyone to do everything.
Yeah.
But my concern, so you go in at 11 this morning. Do people have primary responsibilities allocated?
So we have an app called Sling. We make a prep list the night before, what things that need to be done. And then that way, when they come in the next morning, they know exactly what needs to be done. And then we kind of designate when they get there, you'll be doing this, you'll be doing this. And then we have stations as well, like the positions. Someone will be at the front of the line, someone will be at the end, the cash register, and then someone will be running grill. So.
And that does cycle through according to the day.
You rotate people?
Well, usually on one day it'll kind of on one day it'll stay where it's at. Once we assign in the morning, unless we have to do a switch, you know, sometimes maybe I'm great on grill today and tomorrow just I'm not in it. I mean, that happens in a restaurant a lot, but we'll assign in the beginning of the day and usually tend to hover around there for the majority of the shift. But then maybe the next day we switch around to where, say, Sophia was we call it the pocket, but at the beginning of the line, and she's running the start of it. Maybe tomorrow she's going to be on grill, or she'll be on back prep, or whatever it would be, and we kind of rotate that way. No one burns out in a single position, which restaurant burnout is very common. It's exhausting, but if we keep it rotated like that, it kind of keeps it fresh.
The other thing, I'm a big fan of Restaurants Impossible.
Yeah.
I started in the restaurant business.
Oh, cool.
My first job. That was pushing the fact that they were vegan.
Yeah.
And his advice was, push the fact that you have great food
Yeah.
and you're vegan, because if someone is looking for a vegan restaurant, they'll see it. But a lot of people aren't vegans, and if
Yeah.
they see vegan restaurant, they'll just say, that isn't for me.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of think about the populace in general and
Yeah.
what would appeal to them.
And it's funny, both Michaela and I have spent a lot of time recently figuring out what that mission statement is. things. Like this, at the very beginning, it says healthy, simple, delicious. Great, easy concept. Okay, does that really describe what La Finca is quickly? And for us, it has been hard to develop that because there's a million different ways you can say it. We say grain and green bowls, built to order, healthy food, whatever it would be. And that concept to get it in like a simple 4 or 5 word, bing, this is La Finca bowls, has been hard. Question?
Miriam Ortiz-Pino with More Than Organized. Just to build on that, just flip the word. So delicious is first, and healthy is middle or last.
Yeah.
I am one of
Great.
those weird people that doesn't eat vegetables because of allergies, and so every time it's healthy first, I think, oh, it's vegetarian or vegan, and then I skip it. But knowing what all you have, I could still eat at your place, no problem.
Yeah.
Right.
If it was delicious.
Delicious first, which it is. Like we spent a lot of time on that development. Of course, recipe first, and then what we use, where that's coming from.
Just to add on to that, sorry, I'll get to you in just a second. We're not a vegan restaurant.
Yes.
We have steak, we have fish, we have chicken. We like to highlight that it is healthy, but I totally agree. Sometimes that throws people off, like, oh, I don't want to eat healthy food. But
Only healthy food.
but you can come in there and get steak and beans and rice and green chili. You can have that like traditional, not as healthy meal, or you can make it as healthy as you'd like. So I just want to put that out there. But yeah, thank you.
Yes. Hi, Jessica from CNN. So it's great that you're appealing definitely to those who want to eat healthy, and if you're searching for healthy or gluten-free or vegan or whatever it is, you're definitely going to be able to find it. But as far as like marketing to a wider population, because I assume you want anybody in the city to come and taste your food, how do you deal with folks who don't quite understand what lentils are or aren't familiar with tricolor quinoa? You know, a lot of people do know what it is, but or they might get thrown off by green papaya in like what you think would be a salad.
Yeah.
My parents are from Ohio, and they just left recently, and my mom would be totally thrown off by all of those options.
Sure.
In Midwest, like we don't do that.
Yeah.
I think it's a great concept. I love these items, but my parents would not want to come there. They'd be like, let's just go get pizza. So how do you appeal to those folks?
Sure. So, and that's something that we are developing too, and we ran a lot of that on the truck because Puerto Rico is very similar as far as like food base. New Mexico to Puerto Rico, it's very pork heavy, it's bean heavy, it's those hearty farm style meals. So for us, the way that we kind of do that is that buildable concept where we can talk to someone, like the coconut rice, it's very unobtrusive or non-offensive. Like maybe the coconut, it's like, well, what does that mean? Is it sweet? Is it that? We know exactly what it is, kind of the salty, rich. And then you want to throw steak on there, do some sweet potatoes with it, the green chili, and give them the option to kind of walk through with us on if tricolor quinoa or green papaya salad is like a little unsure, is letting them explain to us exactly what they want, having us help guide them through on the things that maybe would fill that for them. But that's also in-house, that's if we have that person standing in front of us. Reaching them outside of the restaurant is the part that we post a lot of photos about that, about different buildables that we've done that maybe kind of do that, but also that's a smaller base. So us trying to reach out to a general, hey guys, come here. It's not just health food. And it's not just tricolor quinoa. This is anything you want it to be is the hardest concept to really get out to people where it's like, this is the thing that you can build. Question?
About the protein choices, as a 24-year vegetarian, I'm
Yes.
looking at the protein choices, and house beans do not do anything for me. So if you get some more proteins in there, that would get me in your door way
We
faster.
quickly added another vegan protein option because we understand as a vegetarian you get tired of eating beans all the time and salad, right? So we actually added, it's not on this menu, but we added an edamame falafel. It's cooked in coconut oil, and it is friggin' delicious.
Crazy good. Has quinoa in there as well for another protein to kind of fill that gap, but to build it as a complete protein. We didn't want to do the tofu option. And we,
a lot of people do tofu. We just kind of want to do something different, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
there's two.
We'll take one more question.
Yes.
Robert Garcia with People Helping People, PhD. I do finance. A suggestion, you said everybody in your organization does pretty much everything. When it comes to the money part, the accountability of the drawer. Why do you have so many people in the drawer? Because at the end of the day, as you grow, the more money you bring in, keeping track of, if some person gave out a little more than they were supposed to, accidents happen, things happen. Why don't you designate just one, maybe two people to handle the drawers instead of everybody in the shop?
So the question, we haven't really been doing that. For the question for Facebook Live is why don't we have one person handling the drawer? That way things, you know.
The accountability.
The accountability, there you go. So as we've been starting, actually I've been on the register pretty much 95% of the time. I like to have that contact with the guests when, you know, they're checking out and everything, and it also gives me the chance to talk to them a little bit more. So far, that's kind of how we've been doing it, but that is definitely something to look into down the line, is designating one person. The thing is, because it's such a quick service style and people are moving around a lot, that sometimes it's just whoever is right there to help in the moment. We want it to be a quick service, like come in and out, you're out like in less than 10 minutes is the goal. So, or you can sit and stay, but like, you know.
you don't have to.
You don't have to leave it.
But I do like that concept as we grow of letting us be able to track our steps a little bit better than just anyone can do anything. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you.
I have two questions.
Sure.
I have two questions for you both. So, first of all, and I didn't prep you guys, so I'm kind of curious. Red or green?
And?
Definitely green.
Okay, all right.
We're on the same side. I like this.
We only have green chili in the restaurant. We'll do
Oh.
red chili, but we only have green right now.
All right. And then, so what can we as a community do for you?
I think for us, one of the big things was sounds like just solved, is that community reach out to be able to help us responsibly run this restaurant. It's a super important thing I care a ton about. So connecting us with people who can also help us kind of complete the circle on how this whole thing runs is an incredible way to do it. So I really, really, really appreciate that. As well as spread the word, you know, let people know about what we're doing. Any of those suggestions, like you were saying, on how to kind of appeal to a larger market really helps. Brainstorming with us, both her and I are pretty open about that kind of stuff. We really like input and kind of a bounce board to jump ideas off of. We're not like, oh no, we know how to do this, because we don't. We're learning. And we'll learn for the rest of our lives about it. But getting the word out to people about who we are, and also giving us input back on how you think that we might be able to appeal more or to fix problems that we have is really helpful for us.
And I'd like to add also, we like when people give us suggestions, because that's kind of helped create where we're at now. Like starting the truck at in Puerto Rico, we didn't mean to have like so many vegetarian options, but because it's what people wanted and they were like very open about telling us about that, it really kind of molded it into what we're doing now. So we're very open to that. So
yeah.
Cool. And you guys,
You brought your basic menu here that's up here on the table, right? So if anyone's interested in picking it up, it's right there. So thank you both so much for presenting today. Awesome.
we are offering today, if you stop by and you mentioned that you were at the chat, we are offering a 15% off discount today. Feel free to pick up some menus right here. And
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I hope you're ready for like 70 people.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
all right.
55.
Thank you guys
Thank you.
so much. All right. Okay, that's cool.
I'm looking forward to lunch because I know where I'm going. All right, Paul. And Paul is up next. We're going to do an activity, and today is shout-outs, and Paul is going to explain all of that to you.
All right. All right, everybody, it's time to show some gratitude. The entrepreneurial journey is a difficult one. How many of you people here consider yourself to be entrepreneurs? It's always at least 50%. That's great to see. And as you know, there are many challenges, and there are a lot of things you can't talk about. But every once in a while, someone helps you out. And today is the day that you get to thank one or more of those people. So the line forms over there. You have 45 seconds to thank somebody for doing something extraordinary to help you along their journey. So let me start you off. Last week I had a really wild ask. I said we needed some help making 100 amino acid synthetic peptides and doing physical chemistry, including circular dichroism, melt temperature, and proteolytic susceptibility. And I thought, hey, they can't say yes unless you ask. Stuart Rose came up to me and said, I've got your company, they're in Santa Fe, they're called Nature's Toolbox, better, cheaper, smarter, faster, way cheaper and easier than the way you were thinking of doing it. And he's not here today, but I'd like to thank Stuart Rose, not only for that, but for being the glue that holds this entrepreneurial community together. Let's see what
Amazing.
All right, I'm Sonia Doing, and I am CEO of Plot Duckies, and I want to thank my graphic designer, Leslie Riley. This weekend we had a short story-a-thon, and I asked designers to be able to design a short story cover in less than 24 hours, and she did it for 2 different covers, mine and someone else's. So if you're looking for a good graphic designer, come see me. I have Leslie's contact info. She's done my Plot Duckies logo, the Dovetail Community Workshop logo. She does all kinds of things, so let me know. She's amazing. So thank you, Leslie.
I actually thought of this last week. Afterwards, it's like, oh, you know how Paul always has these, like, shout outs, we're supposed to say thank you in the line? Unfortunately, it's been really short the last few times, but it looks like it's growing today, so I appreciate people today. So thank you for being a line. That wasn't what I thought of last week. Last week I was thinking of innovating and all that stuff. I also was thinking of Loza and Loza, actually, because one of the great things about our country is that the founding fathers put patents into the Constitution in order for people to be able to share their information and change the way that business worked, so that we could grow and come up with ideas and share them without the fear of losing, the profit and the benefit of actually making those ideas. So thanks for Loza and Loza for, working with our Constitution.
I'd like to thank Sonia. She reminded me about 5 times to apply for the Facebook marketing internship, and we were accepted. So thank you, Sonia, for constantly promoting that.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Annie at Core Community Housing. I want to thank you. I have a social enterprise organization, real estate development, in repurposing shipping containers. I want to thank UNM, Stacy Sacco, and SBI. I ended up getting 6 MBA students to work on my company during this planning phase, a very critical time right now to start out and launch my organization. So thank you, Stacy Sacco. Thank you, UNM, SBI.
I am so excited. I am so excited. How excited?
How excited?
How excited are you? So excited. And there's one person I really want to thank, and that is Lisa over there. Today I'm going to be displaying my jewelry, my creative jewelry, and it's called Stones and Bone. And I won't be able to sell this evening, but it's going to be a display on that shelf there. And again, thank you so much, Lisa, for helping me with my business. How excited am I?
Very excited.
Good morning, my name is Anton Kazakoski. I'm a film producer and director, and I'm sending a shout out to my one of my associates who has helped me. I think we started writing together on a story writing team about 7 years ago, and we've completed several films, and I'm sending a shout out to my associate because with her help we were able to get my new film Secrets of the Bakugan into the Santa Fe Film Festival, and so that'll be viewable. It'll be a premiere from my new film in a few days, so come up, Carmen Dahlman.
My name is Carmen Dahlman, and I want to thank the Santa Fe Film Festival for trusting me and allowing me to be the director of the Latin Scenic Venues. I'm so proud. Which is going to be happening this Saturday at the CCA, Center for Contemporary Arts at 1:30. So I'm super thankful with the film community that is supporting me and believing my craziness.
My name is Jason from Business on Photography, and I would like to thank 1 Million Cups. It's a great resource for reporting business to me. In the past week, former presenters Keystone International were clients, and one of our sponsors, Brian with the Benjamin Custom Software, sent one of his interns for a headshot too. So thanks very much to the 1 Million Cups community.
Good morning. Good morning. How are we all doing today? Good. Excellent. So I do believe that the two people who I want to thank for this prior event, they're not here, but still, thanks, whether they're here, nonetheless. I'd like to thank the New Mexico Immigrant Law Center for helping me out with an event which I carried out last week. My name is Jay Wilson, and I'm the Executive Director for Catalyst Professional Industries. Now, we're a community development group that works with a multitude of people who are going through various different issues. And the New Mexico Immigrant Law Center actually helped us by sending out a representative to speak on that very critical issue and helping us out with an event, which we did, where we made Valentine's Day cards and other effects for the children who are currently detained on the Las Cruces. I'd also like to extend a blanket of thank yous for the University of New Mexico for sending out some students and being part of that event as well. And then finally, over here in the back, I'd like to thank Mr. Robert Garcia for telling me about this lovely event and having me be able to join you this morning.
Hello. So I wasn't planning to be here this morning, so I was really happy to walk into like a gratitude sesh, so I appreciate that. I wanted to say thank you to a friend of mine who comes here a little bit often. I don't know, we miss each other. But her name is Kanani, and she's of Fruit Stand Technology. She helped me out with my website in a major way. Basically sat with me through the process, showed me what they were doing with her team, and also walked me through WordPress back office stuff. So I feel kind of cool because I can like manage my website. But I just wanted to give her a shout out because that was really important. Don't look at my website right now though, because I'm going through some things. But it looked really beautiful when we first launched it, so shout out to her, and then also shout out to spaces like this, where I get to learn from awesome, inspiring entrepreneurs on my journey. So, and also my business is called Black Gold Beauty. What's up?
That's what I was going to ask.
Thank you so much. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Facebook, and yeah, all right.
Good morning. I am Georgina Forzan. I am with Health and Nutrition Solutions. I'm the founder. I've been a sports nutritionist for the past 11 years, and it was this past year that I completely came to peace, making peace with the fact that my website was not good at all, that I was a little bit archaic, and so I want to give a shout out to Destiny Solano's digital marketing. She's not here, but I have just been thinking about how blessed I am with the work that she did. One of the key things that she helped me do was tell my story. I wrote the content, and she just displayed it and showcased it in a beautiful way, and I've gotten really good positive feedback, and I'm just very grateful to her. So thank you, Destiny. Thank you.
Good morning. Is everybody excited?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So excited.
I want to read something. My name is Robert Garcia with PHP, People Helping People. I've been an entrepreneur since I was in my early 20s. And I remember in my early 20s, I had a lot of people tell me, you're too young, you can't start a business, you can't do this, you can't do this. So what's interesting about that, I got out of the entrepreneurial business for about 10 years, recently got back in, and I got in at the age of 57, and people say now that you're too old to start a business. What I want to read you is something that just is encouraging, and I want to give a couple of shout outs, but it says, if anyone discourages, doubts, or judges you because of your ambitions, first look at the caliber character, and success history of that person before you allow them to plant fear and doubt in your mind. Far too often, we let the lowest quality of individuals cause a waver in our faith simply from a quick comment, facial expression, or mention of something they heard from an unreliable source. What I want to encourage you guys to do is to be obsessed today with your future, because we don't get time back. The shout out as an entrepreneur I want to give out is to my wife, Melissa. Stand up right there. And all of us have a partner of some sort that encourages us, that backs us, that supports us. And I know as an entrepreneur, I've been down this road a few times where the rejection is heavy sometimes, and sometimes you don't get a yes until a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 months later. But what I want to encourage you guys to do is just keep on pushing ahead. They call it the grind. In the Marine Corps, we call it the suck, because it's just one of those things that you have to do no matter what, but you just do it. So I encourage you guys, man, all of you entrepreneurs, go after your goals, go after your dreams, go after just dream big, because life's too short, not too, right? So who's excited?
Right on, brother. Thank you so much, man. My name is Andrew Cavalier with the Hispano Chamber of Commerce. I just want to say thanks to all of my members that are out here. I really appreciate all of you guys. The Chamber appreciates you guys. We got new members like him. And we just want to say again that it's because of you guys making that investment in membership why we're able to provide the resources that we do at little to no cost, typically, or usually just the price of your membership, right? The reason why bigger companies actually invest in us and actually sponsor or give us grant money, it's because of you guys, because of what you're doing in the community, the fact that you are growing and scaling your business, that you're actually taking an active approach to getting out there, networking, and really just helping people. And whatever your background is, so many different members and people of the community here are just making that positive impact. So I want to thank all of you. And of course, thank you for your service, man. I appreciate it. My dad's a Marine, so I really appreciate you guys also. Thanks.
Well, thanks everybody for another great week, and don't forget there's a lot of people in the room that you really ought to meet. So if you've got some business cards and a need as an entrepreneur, walk right up to someone you don't know and ask them. And if they don't know, maybe they know someone who does. So let's have a great week. See you next week, or see you all here tonight at 4 for the big event of 1 Million Brews. And let's have a great week lifting up entrepreneurship in New Mexico.